Diary entry number 4, Trapped. In the heart of the Mau forest, where sunlight filtered through a canopy of towering trees, there I, Ethan, lived. I would categorize myself as an adventurer by heart, drawn to the wild and the mysterious allure of nature. But one fateful expedition led me deeper into the woods than I had ever ventured before. It began as a simple hike, a chance to explore the untouched beauty of the wilderness. With my backpack slung over my shoulders and a map in hand, I set off confidently into the woods. The dense foliage and winding trails soon enveloped me, leading me further away from the little camp I had made for myself with each step. As the hours passed, I realized I had lost track of time and direction. Panic began to creep into my mind as I struggled to find my way back to familiar territory. The dense undergrowth seemed to close in around me, obscuring any sense of direction. Night fell like a heavy curtain, casting the forest into darkness. I fumbled for my flashlight. The flashlight's feeble beam barely piercing the thick veil of shadows I had surrounded myself with. Alone in the wilderness, my only company was the rustling of leaves and the distant calls of nocturnal creatures. With each passing hour, my situation grew more dire. I searched desperately for signs of civilization, but the forest seemed endless, an unyielding labyrinth of trees. Hunger gnawed at my stomach because I thought that skipping lunch would be fine. Exhaustion weighed heavy on my limbs. I know I was in the forest for at least a week, but I had begun losing track of the days. All I could focus on was the hunger I felt, and still, I remained trapped in the unforgiving embrace of the woods. I tried scavenging for food, subsisting on berries and nuts, but my strength waned with each passing day. Fear and despair threatened to consume me entirely, but still, I clung to hope, a flickering flame in the darkness. But just as my spirit began to falter, a glimmer of salvation appeared on the horizon. Through the tangled underbrush, I caught sight of a distant clearing, a patch of sky peeking through the dense canopy above. With renewed determination, I forged ahead, pushing through the thicket with newfound resolve. At long last, I stumbled into the clearing, my heart pounding with relief. Before me stood a narrow trail, winding its way out of the forest and back to camp. With each step, the weight of the woods lifted from my shoulders, replaced by the lightness of freedom. As I emerged from the depths of the forest, to what I thought was my camp, I felt terror wash over me. It was my backpack. The same one I had lost days ago. What was going on here? I walked to the backpack and picked it up, and it was mine for sure. I decided that I would try and walk in the direction that I had come from, and nothing. I could not find my camp. I have been wandering these woods for what feels like months, and still no sign of my camp. One night, as I sat huddled up under a tree, I realized that I was never getting out of these woods. I was trapped here. I woke up to the sound of birds chirping. I was back at camp. How the hell was I back? What had happened? Was it all just a dream? I packed up my camp and went straight home. I was finally safe. Exhausted but safe. As I got home, I got in the shower and headed off to bed. I fell asleep almost instantly. And I was back in the Mau forest, and I don't know for how long I will be trapped here this time.